rock star as you always are, girlfriend. I love it.
This is my pink look without the pink.
Dang, I want that look.
I have had the pink. I had to dress up for pink for
Brandy,
a 60th birthday party.
Brandy, you look like you should be on the beaches of Malibu.
I need to be back on.
I'm serious. Like, seriously. Like, you look like that California girl, honey. Like, Florida babe.
I love it. Well, you know, I lived in Hawaii for 7 years.
I had no idea.
You didn't know?
No.
I knew that.
No, my mother lived in Hawaii for 7 years when she was younger, and I was always so fascinated by her stories.
Weren't you on a television show too, like in the background?
I was an extra on Lost. Remember
That's right.
Lost?
Yeah. Oh my God!
You could totally see the back of my head in a wedding scene. Totally. It was worth the 8 hours that I stood there to see the back of my head.
The back of my head. Nice. But you got paid to
I
see
did
the
get
back
paid.
of your head.
I did get paid.
I
And
like
you weren't
those
lost.
roles.
And I wasn't lost.
You weren't lost.
So yes, I'm a beach girl at heart.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things I can think. Okay, let's go.
All right.
Ooh, sex at all stages. Women being women. And it does change. And fellas,
Yes.
please listen to the show because this show is not just for us ladies. It is for you too.
And you need to suffer
Please.
through this.
Yes.
with us
Maybe
in all
through
the different stages.
I'm hoping that through us that you can find it in your heart to understand your significant other just a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
And that hopefully, you know, vice versa, even for the women that are
Yes.
listening to the show, that they not only take something from this, that they suffer with their partner like we discussed last week,
Yes.
right?
So we're
Suffering
carrying the
with your
suffering
partner.
over to sex suffering.
Yes.
Kind of.
And we
Kind
have,
of.
and we're all
Suffering
in
in every
different
stage of sex.
stages. So,
We are.
you know, Lolo just got married, so she's in that. I don't even know if we want to hear her stories.
She's not suffering at all.
She's not suffering.
Did you see my guy?
Right? We've seen her guys. And, you know, Rowena, as we talked about in last week, is been, you know, contemplating, you know, a divorce after 27 years and trying to save her marriage now or decide where to go with this. So she's in a very different stage.
But I am going to talk about mine too.
Oh,
I've been going
you
through some
better.
stuff too. No, I've been going through some stuff, and I'm going to keep it real.
All right, I'll just sit here and listen.
Look, I've got a lot to talk about too because I've got to almost.
I have a
2-year-old and
reinforcement
7 kids.
today.
Look at
Like
tell
everybody-
who's got the better stories to go through today. Based on our level, although I might need a little more now.
I was
There you
like,
go.
wait a minute.
We'll share. We're sharing.
Bring a couple
Here, let's
bottles.
share with Brandy.
I need to bring a couple of bottles in next time.
There we go.
All right, let's go.
Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Did it stop recording?
Yeah.
No,
I don't
it's
know
still
what it is.
recording.
I'm sure it's still recording.
Can
And
you
we're
fix
so,
that?
you know what?
Can you fix that?
Let me just say this. No, we don't need to fix that because we're keeping it real.
All right, we're keeping
doing
it
this
real.
on our own. We're three self-made women that said, "Hey, we're gonna do a show and we're gonna do this together,
Well,
and
you
we're
know-
gonna learn the ins and outs." I've been doing my own show
Mm-hmm.
though for quite a few years, and I think it gives something character when you just kind of just go
Be
with
real.
it.
Yeah.
Just be-
Well,
you know,
and
be
let's
real
see
and
tie
go with
in
it.
the, battery running low into sex.
That's a problem
Yeah.
if your battery's running low.
Well, you can buy batteries too, you know.
It's
And then if you have a toy box, then you keep them in your toy box.
That's right. I like toys.
Have you seen there's a meme
I started liking toys.
There's a meme that says, you know your mom really loves you if she takes a battery out of her toys to put in yours.
Wow. Okay, that's a good one.
Yeah. I've
Okay.
never seen it before. It's good.
Now, my kids should know I love them very much.
Okay, sex after kids, sex
Oh, that's my
after,
topic.
yeah, sex after kids, and I think we've all been through this. We've all been through that topic,
Mm-hmm.
and I got on this topic because I felt like postpartum for me as a young lady when I first had my son, and I had a son young, 19 years old is when I had my son Dominic, and I had no idea what that was.
Right.
You know, I'm just a young girl raising herself since she was 15 years old. You know, and a lot of these things I've been learning. I think that's why I study the world so much around me and learn. You know, I'm like, you know, and I watch everybody. You know, I feel like they're all my teachers.
Right.
They've all been my teachers for many, 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 many years. But when my sister told me that I had postpartum, and I was just like, what is that, really? I said,
Right.
you know, and I was just like, I
somebody
did.
to tell you that,
Right,
too, right?
to tell me that. Even though I went for that postpartum appointment, they said that I was fine. Maybe I faked it. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know if they said I was fine, but I didn't know there was something wrong with me. But I believed my sister because, you know, she's the one that knows me the most. The doctor doesn't know me the
Right.
most.
Right.
You know, I can't just take their word for it, but I can take my sister who loves me, you know, and her word for it when she saw
Right.
something, a disconnection there. And even at that time, there was a disconnection, even being with the person that I was with at that time, you know, my son's father, and how I felt there was this disconnection with us after he was born. And I don't know what that was. I don't know what, you know, I didn't feel like myself.
Right.
You know, and I felt like when I was looking I looked at the world a little different when my son was born at that time.
Oh, it
And
changes
became,
everything.
Yeah, it became about my son, and like it wasn't like so much about him. I don't know if that was a thing where he was going through some maybe jealousy, because I know that happens with some men when they feel the attention is being taken away from them, and then there's focus on the child.
Right.
You know, at that point, you know, just reflecting back now, then I can kind of like I can see more of that now. And how that made, you know, just kind of seeing how he would have felt and where he was frustrated.
Right.
What caused him to, even after, you know, our declining of our relationship down the road, where he went out and found somebody else and cheated on me. All that, you know, and it was like he didn't take it, but I couldn't even fault him at that point for not knowing what was wrong with me, expecting him to know what was wrong.
Right.
You know, that was affecting our whole relationship. I don't know if I know what it was wrong. I just wasn't, you know, I had this child, and I was trying to still find myself in the world. And
Well, you were young, and having a baby changes.
And I was in
you.
college.
Right.
I had all these things. I kept going for it. Even I didn't stop me. I had all these little factors in my life.
Right.
You know, and feeling like I had this responsibility of this little boy.
Yeah.
You know, who needed me.
Yeah.
Everything
and now
changed.
she has a young one.
Right.
Yeah. So
And
now
so
I'm in that
in that
stage.
boat. Yeah.
So yeah, my youngest was 8 when I had Anya, who's now almost 2, and I breastfeed and I extended breastfeed, and any breastfeeding mom out there that watches this, it kills your sex drive, and so that's something that we've been battling going on 2 years. Is, you know, I got pregnant quick 6 months after we met, so we were coming out of that crazy have sex all the time. We used to go on my lunch break and go to park in a park. I'm not kidding, like daily.
My husband and I have this saying, where's your sense of adventure? It's in the park.
Yeah, it's in the park. Our sense of adventure was in the park. So I set this man up where we had this very, very active, fun life, and then I got pregnant, and then, you know, then we started taking his kids on more, and, you know, we have 7 kids, and, you know, now my focus is on the baby, and she's not a baby anymore, but she doesn't sleep at night, and I'm up nursing, and all day long there's a child hanging off my boob, and 4 other kids that need my attention, and Mike's the last person to get my attention, and we've had a lot of fights about it in the past 2 years. I think I've even talked to you about some of them, and it's frustrating, and it's, you know, he doesn't get it, and he's missing what used to be, and now we're in this phase, and it's all about, even just last episode, suffering with your partner. Like, that's something that we have a lot of talks about, and he's like, well, you don't understand where I'm coming from, and I'm like, go take a hot shower. What do I need to understand? Like, you need to understand where I'm coming from.
He needs a toy box.
You need the toy. You need some toys. Maybe we can buy some toys. We joke that with those artificial intelligence, you see the things going around where there's like male robots and female robots. I'm like, you know, I would actually buy you one. You can keep it in the closet. I could say, not tonight, babe. You go in the closet. I'm dealing with the kids. I'll see you later. Leave me alone.
And then he's in the closet.
Then it's a whole new set of problems. But no, so that's you know, I talk to a lot of moms. You know, they are in the middle of what we're going through, and I see a lot of them just having this sex battle, and that's something that I've been working with Mike to try, and we've got to stop that. Like, both sides have their...
I think you need to let that shit go and stop thinking about it. Just let it come naturally.
I agree, but it hasn't come naturally in a long time. Like, I have zero desire. It's coming back a little, and honestly, I'm going through this health protocol thing that I think is helping, but I've been taking the CBD, which I think is helping, and I had a friend send me a testimonial that it brought her sex drive back, and she was a breastfeeding mom. And I was like, well, mine's actually been coming back. I didn't even think about that. Like, oh, that's let's take some more. But yes,
and CBD oils next episode. Yes,
I think next episode. Yeah, and one of the next 2 episodes we're going to talk more about CBD for sure, because it's great for so many things. But yeah, so I'm in the throes of that, of young children, of we work and we do this, and I take care of the kids all day, and then by 9 o'clock at night, the last thing I want to do is give him any of my attention, because I'm just drained, and that's normal, and that's okay.
What about date nights? Have you guys tried to do the whole date night thing, get out?
So we're being real. We don't really we don't go out to dinner much. We did the other night, but a date night for us is putting Anya in the bed, and we're throwing a blanket down by the fireplace, and we're having date night by the fireplace for as long as we need. That's our date night. But
that's being creative.
That's being creative, and that's trying to get, you know, the situation that we're in and the point that we're in life, and just work through it. So that's, I think, the message I wanted to share today was that, your relationship, something I made Mike, he had to realize your relationship's gonna go like this. Yeah. And it's gonna be great, lows. And then your sex life's the same way. We started out with this killer sex life, and then had a new baby that our sex life went like that. And it's climbing back up, but it's going to go back up.
The fact of the matter is, you said it's going to go back up.
Yes.
You still believe that you're gonna.
Oh, absolutely.
You want to go through this journey with them, and you want to figure this out. You don't want to give up on it.
No.
I think that's the key.
Yeah. Well, and it's interesting that you bring up the whole, what goes up comes down. There's actually this, I don't know what you would call it, but there's this algorithm in life with everything that we are connected to, and it's called an S curve. That when things go up, they do hit a peak, and at some point it does drop back down. It does it in business, it does it with the stock market, it does it with us, and it goes back to that whole connection that we talked about before, that we are all connected, and you're connected to everything in the earth and in the world anyway. So that whole S curve plays in our sex life.
Wow.
In my sex life, is 27 years, and I can definitely tell you, we've seen the up. And we've seen the down, and we've seen the up, and we've seen the down. And now, right now, we're kind of in the down, but to bring that back up, it's the realization of the awareness of where you're at on that S curve. And right now, we're kind of down here. So what, in my situation, is that intimacy piece. And intimacy isn't necessarily the physical part of intimacy, but it's that opening up of having conversation. Because if you can connect with somebody here and here, you're going to connect with them here.
Right. So, and everybody makes it about here at first, where that's not where you should be.
Right.
That's the extension part of being here and here.
Right. Absolutely.
And I've always connected back to that, and I always knew, that's why even being with my man, we have, we journeyed through that 3 years. I wanted to see what it was going to be like. I knew if I had a peak at 2 years, I needed to see what we were going to do in that 3rd year before I step and say I do.
Right. Which is smart.
Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I knew where I went back into my pool, my library. Of experiences to know that. Where I have that, okay, Lo, you get a little bit. And I warned, the funny thing though about this, I warned him. I was all gung-ho at the beginning. He was all like, standoffish kind of thing. Now, he doesn't want to take his hands off of me now that I says, there's going to be a time, you better get used to this. There's going to be a time, it's coming up, that I'm going to be like, you know what, I'm cool.
Right.
Comfortable.
I'm comfortable, I'm cool. I warned him. And it came down to that.
Good.
That 2-year mark.
Yeah.
That I'm so famously known for in my family. What was I going to do? What was this going to be? All the questions. I wasn't I wasn't like denying what this was. Never this.
Right.
Never this. It was where we were at mindfully. Heart shock. Where we were at, that crown, that heart chakra, how that was going to connect back to my roots.
Right.
Yeah. You know, the root. Where I'm going to connect back to that root. So I went back there, but I was, like you said, the communication. Me talking honestly, openly about it was key for me.
Yeah.
And being able, that was what was important. Because I needed to get here in order to get to here, in order to get back down to here.
And both sides need that. And that's something
yes.
Mike and I missed for a while, where we didn't communicate properly. He would get mad because we weren't having enough sex, and I would get mad because he wouldn't stop asking me for sex. And we would just fight. And it that went on for a while. And then
you don't like people who are thirsty.
No.
That's a turn off.
No, but it wasn't.
I like thirsty. I like this thirsty. I don't like.
No, but in his
man being thirsty.
I gave him all this. I made him thirsty.
But
and
we
was
kind of
like for you. You're done.
We kind of like that though, the pursuit, because that keeps them still more interested.
Oh, absolutely.
The men always need to have that lion's head on.
Right.
And they always need to be able to pursue.
And that's what he said to me.
We
So
also want that.
I was leading into that with the communication, and that was what he said to me. I want to feel wanted, and I'm like, it's not that I don't want you. I just there's nothing there.
You're spent.
I'm spent. I'm done.
At
Like,
the end
I
of
don't
the
want
day,
anything.
you've given and given and given and given and
Yeah.
given. 7 times how many? Yeah.
Well, yeah,
How
exactly.
many times a day?
Yeah.
Right.
So when we sat down and talked and we communicated, we actually were able to see each other's sides more. And I would say things, he wouldn't even think about what my day was like. Like, okay, I was up all night feeding a baby, and then I got up and we have the little boys and they're fighting and not listening, and they don't want to eat their breakfast, and then this happened and this and I did 8 loads of laundry, and I worked and I went to the grocery store, and then I made dinner, and then we sat down to watch a show, and then you were like, oh, it's date night tonight, and I'm like, fuck you, it's not date night. And so
You should have met me at the grocery store an hour ago. We could have been at Giant Eagle right now, sipping our wine, having our date night,
Picking up
having
flowers from the florist.
oh my god.
eating each other's sushi while we shop.
Right? They have the Eagles nest. We could
Multitasking.
had some free time. But no, so once we started communicating, he was like, wow, I didn't think about that. I didn't see the other side.
Right. I love this so much.
See? About sex. We can talk about sex a little more.
No, I like it, but here's the thing. This is, again.
You go back to the grocery store. You want to go for a ride in the grocery
I like the
cart?
grocery
I've done
store.
that before. It's
I do
fun.
like the grocery
It's
store,
fun.
especially Giant Eagle. The fact that you have a cart that has your freaking wine thing in there, you
I
can just
know.
shop while you drink.
Yep.
I don't advise. I mean, I have yet to honestly do that. The first person that I did, I have yet to do that, considering because I take my bottle.
After this, if you want to come, we can drink lots of wine.
I will do that. But
And
look,
they
I like going to the wine section sometimes.
Oh, totally.
And just looking at some of the new wines that I haven't tried. Like, I
Yeah.
have to explore this.
Well,
This whole
Heinen's does
thing.
wines tastings. Heinen's does great wine tastings, and they actually have a growler that you can fill up of beer. You can walk around the store drinking beer all day
They
too.
do, too.
Yeah.
I do like some
Our
beer
local grocery
crafters.
stores
Yes,
are really
it is.
yeah,
They are doing it.
very cool.
I like that shopping experience. I'm like, I still need to take advantage of it.
Shopping with us.
That we need to do our next segment at one.
We
We
will
will
do
do
our
one
segment.
of our segments.
Right.
Just shopping and talking about
As
these
long
things.
as I can
You know
ride in
what?
the grocery cart at some point in
You can
time.
ride in the grocery cart at some point in time. You know what? Why don't we do that and do a Healthy Hustlers, and I can teach people how to
Shop
smartly
healthy.
shop at the grocery store.
That's
Thank you. You should know that. You're probably a pro at that, girl. I want those tips.
Yeah,
Yes.
I want to
I
know
got
all
even
those tips.
I got 15 minutes to get 3 nights of groceries, and I don't have time to read the backs of the labels. So
So
how
I
do
can
know where
tell
to
you
go?
what to get.
Really
I actually even
helpful.
did that in the
Love it.
cookbook. I broke down what store to go to and what to buy.
Nice.
So, yeah, so definitely we will go wine grocery shopping.
Okay,
Perfect.
I know we can't tie the sex conversation in one episode, but where do we
We'll
want
do
to leave
sex
from here?
too.
I want to know. This is the part one because this is definitely. I think this is an ongoing conversation with us
Totally.
ladies and with us guys and what we're going through. I mean, how do you want to?
I think on my end, I just want to say to any of the moms out there that are watching this thinking, oh my God, girl, I feel you, that's my life. Like, a couple things. Suck it up and get down in front of that that fireplace as often as you can, even if you don't want to be there, because we've all been there. And two, just talk to your partner and suffer with them. Talk to them. Get down on their level. Talk to them, and know that it won't be this way forever. And put the kids to bed and have date night as much as you can, even if it's just talking to get everything out.
Right. And I'd tag on to that would be, to when you do open up, sometimes you've got to be the first person that does the opening up.
Yep.
And sometimes you have to be the first person to just lay it out.
At the
there
end
and
of
say,
the
"This is where I'm
day,
at."
our guys just want to feel just as secure as we do.
Absolutely.
They really do. And I know that about men because I raised them.
Yeah.
And I'm proud to have had that role in my life, that I raised 3 really great men. And I have a lot of powerful men in my life who play a really great role in my life. And I can share that. And I know that that's what they want. I know that they have a hard time opening up. They hold a lot in, and it's our job as the nurturers, having that power as being that caregiver and wanting the best, just to say, just get out of our own self.
Right.
And just make them feel, and some, just talking to them about how we feel, and especially when we have some good men, the way you, and me have.
Right.
Yeah.
We do have some good dudes.
Absolutely.
And there's a lot more good dudes out there, and I just wish them all
Cheers.
the best.
Cheers
and
to all the
good dudes
and
out
all
there.
the good dudes, to all the good dudes.
All right.
Cheers to you. And
And
this
I-
is our show for you as well. And I want you to know that as much as we want to put that out there for all the women out there, mothers, single, whatever.
And
whatever
any of the
stories.
dudes that have taken the opportunity to watch this, I applaud you.
Yes. You made it this far. We applaud you.
All right, so peace out. We love you. Mwah.
Something
Namaste.
real.